Okay, today we're going to read a story. It's one of my favorites. It's called A Bad Case of Stripes, and it's by David Shannon. He is the same author of the David books that we really like. And Lainey wanted to hear the story too because have you heard the story before, Lainey?
Yeah, and it's really good.
It's a really good story. Now, Lainey, have you ever liked a food that maybe other people don't like? Okay, what food is that? What food do you like that most people your age might not like?
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes, okay. Has anybody ever kind of laughed at you or made fun of you for liking tomatoes? Or said, "Ew, tomatoes, gross. I can't believe you like tomatoes." Has anybody ever said that to you? Yeah, okay. Did it make you feel kind of bad at first? Kind of. Okay, well, you're probably going to understand why I asked Lainey that question after I read this story. So we're going to read A Bad Case of Stripes. I hope you enjoy it. And we're probably just going to read half of it today, and then you'll hear the other half tomorrow. Okay? A Bad Case of Stripes by David Shannon. Oh, thank you, Lainey. A Bad Case of Stripes by David Shannon. Okay. Camilla Cream loved lima beans, but she never ate them. All of her friends hated lima beans, and she wanted to fit in. Camilla was always worried about what other people thought of her. Today, she was fretting even more than usual. Fretting means worrying. It was the first day of school, and she couldn't decide what to wear. There were so many people to impress. She tried on 42 outfits, but none seemed quite right. She put on a pretty red dress and looked in the mirror. Then she screamed. Uh-oh, what happened? Look at her. Her mother ran into the room and she screamed too. "Oh my heavens," she cried. You're completely covered with stripes." This was certainly true. Camilla was striped from head to toe. She looked like a rainbow. Mrs. Cream felt Camilla's forehead. "Do you feel all right?" she asked. "I feel fine," Camilla answered. "But just look at me." "You get back in bed this instant," her mother ordered. "You're not going to school today." Camilla was relieved. She didn't want to miss the first day of school, but she was afraid of what the other kids would say. And she had no idea what to wear with those crazy stripes. That afternoon, Dr. Bumble came to examine Camilla. Examine is a kind of a fancy word for look at closely. "Most extraordinary," he exclaimed. "I've never seen anything like it. Are you having any coughing, sneezing, runny nose, aches, pains, chills, hot flashes, dizziness, drowsiness, shortness of breath, or uncontrollable twitching?" "No," Camilla told him. "I feel fine." "Well then," Dr. Bumble said, turning to Mrs. Cream, "I don't see any reason why she shouldn't go to school tomorrow. Here's some ointment that should help clear up those stripes in a few days. If it doesn't, you know where to reach me." And off he went. Even her tongue is striped. Oh my goodness, look at her now. Open it close like this. Yeah, there you go. The next day was a disaster. Everyone at school laughed at Camilla. They called her Camilla Crayon and Night of the Living Lollipop. She tried her best to act as if everything were normal, but when the class said the Pledge of Allegiance, her stripes turned red, white, and blue, and she broke out in stars. What is she starting to look like?
The flag.
The flag, because they're saying Pledge of Allegiance, so she's starting to resemble the flag. Oh my goodness. She's even changing again. Look at her. The other kids thought this was great. One yelled out, "Let's see some purple polka dots." Sure enough, Camilla turned all purple polka dotty. Someone else shouted out, "Checkerboard!" and a pattern of squares covered her skin. Soon, everyone was calling out different shapes and colors, and poor Camilla was changing faster than you can change channels on TV. My goodness, she's changing into all the things that they're calling out. That night, Mr. Harms, the school principal, called. "I'm sorry, Mrs. Cream," he said. "I'm going to have to ask you to keep Camilla home from school. She's just too much of a distraction. And I've been getting calls from other parents. They're afraid those stripes may be contagious." Camilla was so embarrassed. She couldn't believe that 2 days ago everyone liked her. Now, nobody wanted to be in the same room as her. Her father tried to make her feel better. "Is there anything I can get you, sweetheart?" he said. "No, thank you," sighed Camilla. What she really wanted was a nice plate of lima beans. But she had been laughed at enough for one day. Why doesn't she want lima beans?
Because she feels like other people will laugh at her.
They're going to laugh at her. Oh my goodness, look at her. Well, yes, I see, Dr. Bumble mumbled when Mr. Cream phoned the next day. "I think I'd better bring in the specialist. We'll be right over." About an hour later, Dr. Bumble arrived with 4 people in long white coats. He introduced them to the Creams. "This is Dr. Grupp, Dr. Sponge, Dr. Cricket, and Dr. Young." Then the specialist went to work on Camilla. They squeezed and they jabbed. They tapped and tested. It was very uncomfortable. "Well, it's not the mumps," concluded Dr. Grupp. "Or the measles," said Dr. Sponge. "Definitely not chicken pox," put in Dr. Cricket. "Or sunburn," said Dr. Young. "Try these," said the specialist. They each handed her a bottle filled with different colored pills. "Take 1 of each before bed," said Dr. Grupp. Then they filed out the door, followed by Dr. Bumble. Okay, we're going to stop right there today. So all these doctors gave her some pills to take. And they gave her a bottle and they said, take 1 of each. So